Good morning, everybody out there. It's been a while since I put together an Empty Skull rants video, because just has been a bit. I've been busy, and I like to think that things have been on an even enough keel that it hasn't. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that has been going on, don't get me wrong. But anyway, this video is in kind of retort to the whole government shutdown thing that's happening lately, and the whole the necessity that it is for the Democrats to voice how they're fighting and they're attacking and they're gonna win and they're gonna fight the other side and hit them where it hurts, that type of stuff. It's like, listen, guys. In what world do you think that that's a great, brilliant strategy? Because that's nothing breeds instability like just think of it as like, parents, as far as how the kid views things, right? Do you think that it breeds stability in a home if both of your parents are fighting and saying, yeah, I'm going to get this one where it hurts. Yeah, I'm going to undermine this one, and I'm going to, as a kid, you're thinking, holy crap, I have no stability here whatsoever. Who's in charge? It does not do anything to raise confidence as far as it would in a home. Why should it in government? So you guys are so twisted and hell-bent on fighting, and it's just that you can't even allow the other side to have anything good whatsoever, and that's depriving the American people of anything good. So as far as this whole government shutdown thing goes, I know it's your power play and, the whole drag this out so it makes Republicans look bad, which is not working, guys, and it's not working. So now you want to drag this out as long as it goes so you cause maximum pain amongst, your base and the American people, so that way they galvanize behind you, and you're just counting on the fact that the American people are just too stupid to understand, and that they'll blindly believe you when you say, oh, it's Trump's fault. No, I think anybody with two working brain cells can figure out that that's not, no, it's you guys, the Democrats, that are keeping this whole thing going, because you want to use it as your leverage. You've already let the mask slip and you're calling it your leverage. So, and then you continue posting these cringe videos of choose your fighter and, all this other malarkey, as if like, going to battle, and you think that your base is and that the American people are gonna be, yeah, we want to see these guys, continue mudslinging and going after the other one and not allowing anything good to happen as long as it means dunking on the other side. And the American people are sick of that stuff. It's just, we don't want, if we want to see a fight and we want to see two fighters going at it, you go to UFC or you watch it on TV. We don't want to see it in our government. You guys are not children. You guys aren't, I know you are, but what am I? Well, it's his idea, so I don't like it. That's the end of the day. It's people's lives and livelihoods you're dealing with, and act like adults, because, this is what the American people are seeing, is a side that's constantly going after, and it's just, like I've always said before, like you're on an airplane and you don't like your pilot, so you want to undermine your pilot or incapacitate him, and then relish in the fact like, see, I got him. I hated that guy, but now you got to land your plane. And guess what? You don't have a pilot. So it's kind of the same thing here. It's, I think the American people would be far more, it would be more rewarding to us to see you guys actually working together and saying, hey, maybe this wasn't our idea, but this could work. Or maybe I don't like this idea, but this is our idea. This is the way democracy is supposed to work. It's not supposed to be, oh, it's the other side, their ideas suck. Choose us because our ideas suck, but we don't want you to know that. Well, you guys don't actually say that, but that's what it is. It's, it would go miles and miles, you know, like far be it for me to want to give Democrats advice on how to do things, but and not like any of them are going to see this video anyway, and even if they did, none of them would care because they just plain do not care. You know, here they are having these no kings protests and all this stuff, and, you know, saying we can't allow kings and all that, but these guys act like dukes and lords. You guys are civil servants, you know, and maybe you should listen to the people that you work for, which is the American people, not you guys act like this is a kingdom and you guys are the lords and the, you know, silence, peasant. You will listen to us. We are wealthy and powerful and wield all the power over your lives, and we will play with you however we want to. You know, that's like what you're doing with the shutdown. You know, the thing that really got me was the thing to the tune of Mortal Kombat with all these Democrat, you know, Congress people, right? Coming up and saying, choose your fighter, as if, you know, they really think that the American people wants to see the people that are in charge so divided that they're at each other's throats and unable to come to any kind of agreement, reconcile in any kind of way, because these Democrats go on and on and on and on and on about democracy's in danger. Oh, democracy this, we're the guardians of democracy. But they're the actual people that are tearing the fabric of our democracy apart by not engaging in it at all. You know, this is why, you know, and here you are saying, oh, tyrant Trump going after you guys, and, you know, kind of reap what you sow. You know, that's we shouldn't be fighting amongst each other, but if somebody does something clearly so egregious and so against the will of the people and so against the will of our, you know, how our government's supposed to run, it deserves an answer, you know. So all these hoaxes that came up and all this stuff that, you know, it's you know, using political lawfare and going after, well, we have to make up all these charges because whatever it takes, we got to get him behind bars so that he can't run and all that. That's come on. That should be treated as treason. You're subduing the will of the people by trying to take a candidate out of the picture so that they can't vote for them, and by going through any means possible. So any kind of retaliation you guys are facing as a result of that, it's not petty mudslinging. That's actually just desserts. You know, you guys should have to answer for that. You know, we have to answer for if we do things that are unlawful or things that are unethical, you know, we have to answer for that. So why shouldn't you guys? Again, going with the whole no kings thing. You guys are so convinced that you guys are dukes and lords that you don't, it's justice for thee, not for me. And also, not to get too far off a topic, but ICE isn't the devil. So, you know, stop. Get some help. You know, stop with that whole narrative. Because people believe you. People actually believe you. Like people believe you when you say that ICE is the Gestapo rounding up, or like you like to say, kidnapping, you know, that they're willing to go out there and actually assault law enforcement, you know, agencies, and literally taking the vigilante justice into their own hands because they believe you. They believe the words that come out of your mouth. You know, when you say, you guys don't care because you're far away from the chaos and you don't have to endure it. But, you know, this is the same people that you elevated when Biden was in office as patriots and all that, which is what they are. You know, that they're doing a job. Immigration enforcement is on our books. This has been one of our laws for a long time. They're not the Gestapo doing this on their own free volition, saying that we're just going to attack brown people, which is not even the case at all. It's just, if you're undocumented, you know, you should somewhere in the back of your mind know that you're committing a crime and that it's going to catch up to you at some point, you know. So, but these people now swarm ICE agents when it doesn't matter, you know, because of your narrative. The cops are the bad guys, and it doesn't matter who it is that they're detaining. That person could have just cut up 3 people in a bathtub with a chainsaw because of a cocaine deal gone wrong, or, you know, whatever, you know. You have no clue what these people have done. Even if you say, oh, well, they're members of the community that we see. And Ted Bundy was a member of the community, and he was highly regarded. You just don't know. So before you go out there thwarting law enforcement operations, think about that. But the shame goes to, the media and our own lawmakers that go out there towing the line about ICE being some devils that are out there, at Trump's behest, going out there. And you have no idea. Well, you do, but you don't care. Once again, goes to the whole thing about you guys not caring. How it actually hurts the people that, live in this country that you're supposed to be representing. Because those ICE agents, guess what? They're voters too. And nothing shows we don't care about you like doing what you're doing. So, stop it with that whole narrative too. It's for political power. How many lives are you willing to destroy for political power? Again, same thing with the government shutdown, and at least the right was voting for Congress to not get paid during the shutdown, which no, you guys don't want that because it's literally your game that you're playing, but heaven forbid that you guys feel the pain. Make the American people feel the pain and make them have to bear the cross for you guys while you guys go out and do your childish, divisive games. Anyway, so just my final message being, grow up, guys. Find a common ground, because the American people are sick of seeing this stupid resistance shtick, this whole resistance and, pretending like you're LARPing to be freedom fighters in some underground resistance group. You're not. You guys are living in your cushy $1 million homes with your, like, Pelosi's $25,000 freezer with her chocolate candies. You guys are not freedom fighters. Stop acting like it and get back to work and actually do something. I know, far be it, I'm not asking for people to be, everybody should be some right-wing shill, but you guys should be shills for this country. That's why you guys are voted into office. Your number one concern should be what's good for this country, and that's why so many of us have jumped on this America First agenda and the whole Make America Great Again thing, is because at the end of the day, why the hell else are you guys elected to office if not to make our country better? Why stop demonizing it? Stop saying that making this country great or being proud of this country is somehow some fundamentally flawed and evil train of thought. This is your job. You should be proud of this country too. So get your acts together, get back to work, and try to have some kind of unity. Try to be professional, at least for the kids' sake. Going back to my little analogy there, we don't want to see divided leadership. It's not becoming, it doesn't make you guys look tough. It makes you guys look immature, petulant, childish, all those other, all right, anyway, before I get too long-winded, that's it from the Empty Skull Rants today, and I will see you again for the next time things in here boil over too much to keep inside. All right.